Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Zion, back with a video. Today we're gonna do something that pretty much nobody did this entire platform. We're gonna ranking the WRC games from 2001 to present. Some of these games I did play, and some of them that I didn't. Now keep in mind that guys, my first WRC game I ever played is WRC 2, which was released in 2011, which is right here. And I made a tier list called Tier Maker. I'll give you a link in the description if you wanna make a tier list to whatever topic you want. We have 7 tiers: the best, amazing, good, okay, meh, the worst, and the never played. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get started. Yeah, let's get started. I've never played this. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I've never played this. This. Where's that? Oh, this and this, and maybe. Sorry, guys, I need to search a bit. And this one as well. Sorry for my computer's kind of slow. So you guys pretty much surprised that I never played the 2000 WRC games, including WRC Rally Evolved. But I will try this one on my PCSXC PS1 emulator. Yeah, I never got a chance to play the 2000 WRC games because if I got a chance to play these 2000 WRC games, I say I would love to play WRC Rally Evolved someday because a lot of people say it's one of the best WRC game ever. It's one of the best WRC game ever made. It has the 2005 season. Yeah, it has a 2005 season, classic cars, rallycross mode, which means you could race other different multiple rally cars, and even has a free roam mode, so you can explore around the free roam map, which is awesome. So I would love to play it someday. Again, I never played the 2000 WRC games before. WRC Psp. It was okay. It's an okay rally game for the PSP, but it's not as good as WRC Rally Evolved, which is right here. Before you ask, but Xeon, it has the 2005 season. What's so wrong with it? Yes, it has the same year as WRC Rally Evolved, which is a 2005 season, and this was also taken on the 2005 season. But here's the problems that I found. There's no classic and extra cars. There was only 6 cars in the game, which are, hopefully I can remember this one, which has the Subaru, Peugeot, Ford, Mitsubishi, I can't remember all the cars, but there's 6 of them. And there was no and there's also no rallycross and free roam mode. And one last issue about the game is the handling. It's twitchy a bit. Sometimes it's oversteers. Which is frustrating when you play for the first time. But it has some pros. The graphics look okay and pretty fun when you get used to controls. So overall, I think it's a pretty decent WRC game for the PSP. WRC 2010. Now this is where the newest WRC games is starting. Didn't play it, but technically I did play the demo. It's kind of difficult to put a ranking of it because I only played a demo of it. But if I did play it, I would honestly put it amazing in my opinion. But I'm just gonna put it never play. Oh, I didn't put the. Sorry guys, I did put the worst. I just put it never played. I didn't. It was an accident to put the worst. Because it was quite an influential game. It got the milestones WRC games going, but the handling was quite meh. But I should really play this someday. Okie dokie, time to get the spicy stuff. WRC 2, the first WRC game I ever played. The game falling in love with WRC even more. The season that replaced the focus into a fiesta. 100% the best. Awesome game, way ahead of its time, just like WRC Rally Evolved. The graphics look good in my opinion. Has a nostalgia feel to it. The music was jazzy, which were great. There's even has rally school missions, which has like 13 courses and 18 lessons. WRC 2, I think, is probably one of the second or the third best amount of classic cars in the series of the WRC game series, which I think the first one is WRC Rally Evolved, so that's why many people said that WRC Rally Evolved is the best WRC game. Anyway, it has so many classic cars in WRC 2, like the legendary S4 Impreza, Group B, Evo 3, and more. Such a shame that we don't get this kind of quality WRC games anymore, in my opinion. Such a fun game for me. I did so many events on the career mode, and just, yeah, it really got me into the WRC world. Definitely one of my favorite WRC games ever. Anyways, let's just move on. WRC 3, this is a sequel of WRC 2, which sadly I didn't get it at launch. I got this game on my 13th birthday, and it was a massive change compared to WRC 2. They changed all the rallies design to make it a bit more realistic. I actually like the new rallies design, actually. They took away advanced career mode from WRC 2 and 1, and they got replaced by a fictional championship called Road to Glory. And in the career mode, you can also do non-rally events as well, such as drift contest, gate crash contest, head-to-head, and more. You can also customize and upgrade your cars. A bit more classic cars were added into career mode, and I think there was like 7 parts in the career mode. So yeah, I actually enjoyed the career mode, but they kind of went backwards a bit. And that is that you cannot drive in classic cars in the WRC experience mode, which I think this is like the quick race mode of WRC 3. Yeah. Overall, WRC 3 is a pretty amazing game. The handling got much better, the career mode was fun, and the soundtrack was badass. Gotta put it here. Let's just move on. WRC Powerslide. Never played it, but it looks like kind of like a Mario Kart style game, but with rally cars and tracks. But I never played it, so I cannot say anything more. WRC 4, it was quite okay. Graphics got improved a bit, but the career mode was changed. First of all, they completely removed classic cars in the game. First, you can drive the classic cars both in career mode and quick race mode in WRC 2. Then in WRC 3, you can only drive the classic cars in the career mode, and now in WRC 4, they are gone. Which is a pretty big bummer in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I like the new WRC career mode, the new career mode in WRC 4 is all about that you start in Junior WRC, and after you finish your Junior WRC career mode, you move on to WRC 3, and after you finish WRC 3, you move on to WRC 2, and after you finish WRC 2 career mode, you now go to the big boys WRC. And I think this is the only game in the series that has no DLC on it. If you got on WRC 4, then this was your full experience. But it wasn't all that bad though, because you know what I said earlier, the graphics got improved a bit, and the physics, I think the physics got better a little bit. But still, put it okay due to the removal of classic cars. But still not a bad game though. WRC 2014. This was the first WRC game they ever made by Big Ben. Didn't like this game at all. I can assume a lot of people did not like it as well. They went completely in the wrong direction. Sorry about that. The graphics looks bad for a mobile game. The controls are really clunky, and I think overall it's just pretty terrible. The rally stages surface is like a super glue, like you're stuck in a track. You cannot you can do jumps, which of course WRC has jumps, but like the gravity is like really strong or something. And there's like no handbrake, and I think there's no career mode in WRC 2014. The closest thing you're gonna have a career mode is a season mode. You basically choose a car, and that's it. You cannot do the career mode of stuff like checking the in-game email. So in my opinion, this goes to the worst section. WRC 5. This is the last game from the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 era. And this was the first WRC game for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 era. And it was, in my opinion, it was quite good. WRC 5 had a pretty decent amount of cars. I think the amount is 15 of them. If you get the eSports WRC car DLC, which is absolutely fine for a WRC game. Career mode was improved, Rally School was back, and this was the first WRC game to introduce the eSports Championship. Physics improved a little bit once again, graphics got improved, and also this looks good for the PS4 and Xbox One. And they had some couple supercars, including the brand new Impreza WRX Ti, both that I can remember, which is great. Overall, I enjoyed WRC 5. There's still no classic cars, which is still a big bummer, but they did have a lot of content to it. So I like WRC 5, in my opinion. WRC 6, pretty okay game for me. Same career mode as WRC 5, which is nothing special. The only thing, there's some couple specials that the super special stages were back, and there is something even more special. This was the first WRC game to introduce the split screen feature, which is pretty good, but they removed Rally School. The car list was a step back a little bit. There was like 11 if you also include a Toyota Yaris test rally car DLC. Graphics got downgraded. I think the car models and road terrain got improved a little bit, but everything else besides those two is about the graphics, and WRC 6 is just downgraded. Plus, they put in a new co-driver, and dear God, It's so annoying to listen to that co-driver voice. He sounds like a robot, or something like Microsoft Sam. Nothing much to say here because it's exactly the same as WRC5, or a little bit worse version of WRC5 in my opinion. So I will put it okay ranking. WRC7, this was the year they introduced the new powerful WRC cars. Bonus cars got back, not classic cars, but hey, something. You can drive the Porsche rally car, but not only that, you can also drive the last year's WRC cars, which is the 2016 WRC cars. But the physics, oh lord, the physics. They're so hard to get the hang of it. I think two reasons why the physics is hard to get the hang of it in WRC7. One, maybe it's too realistic and I'm completely wrong. Or two, or the controls are just simply crap. And they still have the annoying co-driver. But they changed the camera angle, and they also changed the stage's detail to make it a little bit more realistic. Now I should say here as well, but because it's identical to the previous one, so I would put it to... Okay, you know what, just for the bad phases, I might even put it the meh. Maybe if I get the hang of it in WRC7, I will put it a okay rank, but as of right now, due to the bad physics, which I cannot get the hang of it currently, yeah, I would put it there. Oops, guys, forgot to put the WRC 2010 game. Sorry. WRC8, the game that we still love to play this very day, until WRC9 coming out next month. They improved everything. The physics are a lot more easier now. The stages design look absolutely brilliant. Finally, they returned to classic cars, but not good as WRC2, of course. But they had the Lancia 037, the Escort Mark II. For some strange reason, they also had the 2016 Polar WRC, considered as a legend car, which is not a big deal breaker since a Polo War WRC won a lot. So yeah, there's that. They also had free roam mode, which is really cool. That means you can practice your rally skills. Rally schools got back once again. R&D was introduced. Contract was also introduced. We got dynamic weather, which you can start your rally run at dry and reach the finish line at wet, which is pretty darn good. But the one thing I didn't enjoy is the wheel support. Playing on the controller is great, but playing on a wheel is not that great in my opinion. It's oversteering, and I always run into a bump or a rock or a tree. Maybe it's just me or the game is just arcadey, but overall, we did get a great foundation last year. Career mode was massively improved. Like I said, R&D and contracts were introduced and rally schools back. I'm gonna put it into the amazing ranking. Good game. WRC9, not released yet, but everything what I've heard is gonna be pretty amazing. But if they add all of the cars that I want for my WRC9 car wishlist video, you guys saw, which I uploaded like a couple weeks ago, then this will be a masterpiece, like the best WRC game ever. But as of right now, I will put it amazing. It's completely unfair to put it because I haven't tried it yet, but I feel like WRC now is gonna be amazing. I think it's maybe even better than WRC8. Maybe of the content, maybe of the physics. We don't know. Am I gonna put it the best? But I'm gonna put it amazing because it's just so. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna put it down because the game hasn't released yet. And WRC Mobile forgot to put it, which is never played, and I never even heard of it. So anyways, guys, that's my tier list. So let me know your thoughts. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and turn on your notifications. I'll see you guys later. Bye, and have a great day.